Hello everyone, this is Angel Esquivel here, and boy, I gotta tell you, March 2026 is probably gotta be the best month of my life so far. Because for one, not only I'm finally free from being unemployed and I'm finally working, been unemployed for 3 months, that's right, 3 months, unemployment, but thanks to this month, I finally got a new job. But yeah, that's not the point right now. And another reason why March is such a good month this year so far is that this month we got really good movies. Same cannot be said for last month. Fucking what was it? February? Yeah. Well, I mean, what was a good movie? The only good movie in that month was How to Make a Killing. Yeah, but then again, it's like it's probably not. It probably does not topple like the best movie that's probably going to be in this list so far that I made. So yeah, today's video I'm going to be today I'm going to be ranking March 2026 movies from worst to best, in my opinion. You know, I'm not saying this is definitively. This is just my opinion, and if you want to talk some shit in the comments, you're free to do that. After all, God gave us free will. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to the rankings. So coming in at our number 9 spot, yeah, that's right. This month I was able to watch 9 movies, which is kind of like a record for me. On the number 9 spot, this is probably got to be, I won't say the worst. I know I said worst to best, but I just say that because, because that's how we're all known for it. But my least favorite is probably got to be The Bride. Look, I mean, the performances were okay. But then again, it's like it tries to copy like Joker, or like mainly Joker 2, but then again it doesn't. But it's like it kind of, I mean, it just copies the same formula, and it does this artsy stuff, and I'm not really a big fan of it. Like it tries to like the musicals, it doesn't really hit, and then again it does like it, and obviously it has a feminist agenda that obviously I cannot relate to, because men are bad and women killing men good. So yeah, that's just that. There's not really much to say. It's probably one movie I'm not gonna probably rewatch. So yeah, that's why I put it on my number 9 spot. Now number 8, Protectors, starring Milla Jovovich. Look, if you probably seen my last review on this video, which I doubt you guys did because there's only like less than 10 views in that video. I've said that this movie could have had potential. It could have been good. And especially since the actress Milla Jovovich is, I hope I pronounced it right. She is a really good actress, but then again, she's always placed in really not so good movies that it kind of undermines her acting abilities. Like, she's a really good actress, but yet I don't know if it's her or her agent or her agent or Hollywood always puts her in these roles. But this movie, the concept of this movie was good. Like the idea of a mom trying to find her daughter, but the plot twist revealing that her daughter died a long time ago, but something fucked up her mind to make her believe that her daughter's still out there, but instead she ends up saving random girls from these sex trafficking situations, which is a really good concept. But I feel like there's moments where it's like if the movie feels a little cheap at times. So yeah, I mean it's good, but then again, I mean in this list we got better movies than this, so that's why I have this placed in number 8. Number 7, Slanted. I couldn't find a better word to describe this movie. Describe this movie when I was making my review on this movie. I see, in my opinion, the way I see this movie, it's it's kind of bad that it's kind of good and funny at times, because I mean I get that the message what they're doing is they're trying to spread the awareness of how bad minorities get of from these white people and stuff, but it just does it in a very cheesy way. And And there's at times where it kind of comes off as funny, you know, or the part where where she becomes white and then she starts like it feels good to be white, like that to me just was kind of like hilarious. Um, it had a really good message. I mean, hold on, let me take that back. I mean, the message it could have worked, but honestly, the way it was executed, it just came off as kind of like cheesy in a way. So that's why I have this placed at number 7. Number 6, I have They Will Kill You. I feel like this movie could have been like okay or good at best if it was like released maybe like before or like after like uh Ready or Not 2, but which I'll get to later. But it's just like it sort of copies the same formula, and I think what I like this better than like Ready or Not 2 is the choreography in this movie. That's what I really liked about it. But over in that, like it just almost feels like I'm watching the same movie. So that's why I kind of placed it at number 6. And at number 5, I have Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, which is a long title. I really had a fun time. I feel like this movie was a little more funnier than like the last movie that I was talking about. They're both bloody in their own way. Like, they're both equally like bloody. So yeah. Oh, you know what? Screw it. It's not really a You know what? The more I think about it, I mean, I like both of them. They have obviously they're the same. They kind of like, but obviously they do some differences, which they do good at times. The more I think about it, I mean, I feel like I should have explained this betterly in my last video. But yeah, you know, it's kind of hard. Like, I kind of put them in like in an equal position right now. But just to not confuse you, I kind of put Ready or Not 2 like at my number 5 spot. Only because it's sort of like the original and it has like a simple, like already has like a build up concept that we already know from what we saw from They Will Kill You. So, number 4, Reminders of Him. I honestly, I don't really expect much on chick flicks, if that's what this movie is, and or movies based on the books, which I don't really read. I just watch movies. But I actually found this to be good, and I think at times it was really heartbreaking how the mom is trying to like get back to her daughter, but she has to go through these obstacles to like get to her. You know, like she has to find a steady job, a place to live. But she can because obviously they have a restraining order. The people who are raising her daughter, they have a restraining order against her. The only issue I had with this movie is where they what was it? Oh yeah, when both like the attractive guy, you know, from the movie and her, they start like getting intimate, which that was like not like my favorite part of the movie. I feel like they should have written that like better. I feel like they should have written something different that has nothing that have these two not involved. I feel like it could have been better because it just almost kind of like ruins the fact that our main character had this relationship with the other guy in the beginning part of the movie. But you know, it is a really good movie. I think like it's like a must watch. So I place this like on my number 4 spot. Number 3, Project Hail Mary. I really enjoyed watching this, especially in IMAX. It almost felt like a ride, like a roller coaster ride watching it. My only disappointments is that there's moments where we go to these expeditions and they drag a bit. And I'm just like there sitting on an IMAX screen just waiting for the full screen to happen while we're in space, while we're just here like watching a bunch of expeditions. I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's cool and all, but like, damn, like you could have just like cutting it down, you know, and not just explain a bit too much. I feel like it would have been better. Yeah, I like the little character Rocky. I thought that those were like such funny chemistry that Ryan Gosling and the Rock alien have. Because it's really funny, and I especially like the guy who directed this movie, made movies that I used to watch as a kid, like 21 and 22 Jump Street and The Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and so on. You know, so I placed this at my number 3 spot. Number 2, I give Hoppers. Hoppers, I surprisingly, because you know, sometimes I have a hard time like liking new Pixar movies because of their new animation that they changed. Like I'm always used to with like the early 2000s into the 2010s animation that they always have for their movies, like Monsters Inc., Toy Story, Inside Out. Like that's the animation that I like that they just could have stayed with. But you know, the time they sort of changed it as soon as they went from like the 2020s. But this movie, it really had me like laughing like in certain parts of the movie, and I also like how the characters, like their performances. This movie had a lot of laughs. I just hear like everyone laughing, and like it's something that us adults and children we can like have in common to laugh about. So yeah, I placed this movie at number 2. Now for my number 1 for the best movie of March 2026, Undertone. This is the best horror film I've ever seen, like, so far. I mean, I know A24 is coming up with the Backrooms soon, but so far Undertone is a really good horror film. I've never felt this level of terror in my life, or like, in my life, but I haven't felt this level of terror like in a long time, ever since I watched movies like The Grudge 2, Paranormal Activity, Blair Witch Project, or the the Butterfly Kisses, like, or other found footage movies. Undertone is like, it literally brings back that nostalgia of horror that I really loved. And I like how they do these shots where whenever our main character is in this side, but in the darkness, it's like we have this big wide darkness right here. It almost gives you a sense that you're like something's staring at you. And I already pointed this out in my last review. So yeah, it's a really good horror film. I really have no complaints about this. It's like, I try to find like one complaint about it. I can't. It's a really good horror film. And there's people out there who say like, oh, I mean, it's not scary, but I mean, in my opinion, it really is. So yeah, that's why I put this at my number 1 spot for March 2026 movies. Well, March 2026, you have really made me proud. I mean, you brought me really good movies. I finally got a job, which is not relevant to this video, but yeah, you've really brought me really good movies this month that February had failed to give me. But April looks like it's going to be even better, because starting this upcoming Saturday, I'm going to watch Super Mario and what was the other movie that I freaking ordered? Some other fucking other movie that I ordered. But this upcoming April, we look like we're going to have the new Michael Jackson movie, which I'm excited to order in IMAX. So yeah, well, we're just going to see how the months go by. You know, I'm excited for He-Man, Avengers, Spider-Man. Not sure about Supergirl. I mean, I never really know much about her other than just her being related to Superman and stuff. But yeah, this not only the upcoming months, but this year might be a good year for movies, and also my life. Well, that's gonna be today's ranking of March 2026 movies. So make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon up there. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram page called Thunderstruck1810. This is Angel Esquivel here, and as always,
hey, you want to see something cool?